Hello and welcome to another video from Carl's Tech Shed. What I've got for you today is my faithful old Nokia 3310. I bought this about 10 years ago, but unfortunately about 8 or 9 years ago it died, and I just haven't had the heart to throw it away, so I thought maybe today I'd tear it down and let you see what's inside. Now the first thing you're going to need is a Torx screwdriver. This is a T7 Torx bit. This will be used to remove the screws underneath the plastic housing. Now on the back here we've got a BMC-free 3.6 volt Nokia battery, and under here we've got the battery connector here, we've got the SIM card slot here, and we've got 4 pins here which will be used for a data cable to update firmware and such. Now once you've removed the 6 screws on the front, you just need to take the main board out. There's a couple of clips just next to the screen which are holding it in. Right, now I can see that there's quite a lot of sand in here, which has got in there at some point. Also looks like there's some water damage or corrosion to the board just on the gold contacts here. Now we've got a series of these little Faraday cages which prevent radio frequency interference between the chips, because obviously this is a mobile phone, so the top part of it here, that's going to be sending out a lot of signals digitally, so that could interfere with other parts of the phone if it wasn't protected. Right, I'll just take these cages off and let you have a look at some of the components underneath. So I'm not too worried about putting this back together afterwards, so that's why I don't mind ripping them apart. Right, very interesting. For such a small device, I'm sure if you took apart a modern iPhone you'd find a similar sort of layout. Obviously a lot more up-to-date components, but in general the same sort of basic design. Here we've got a CPU. We've also got some RAM up here. We've got a flash memory chip here to hold the firmware. What else have we got? Yeah, we've got an audio IC here. We've got a power supply controller here. We've got a small RF signal generator here. We've got a 26 megahertz oscillator. We've also got a RF amplifier just here, and we've also got a power amplifier. So these are for transmitting and receiving the phone signals, which will then be passed through to here, where they'll be processed by the RF signal processor. Then that will be then passed on to the rest of the phone, where it will be processed, sent out to the screen, and any interactivity from the keyboard is processed here. This little chip also controls the lights on the front, little green LEDs under the keypad. So I think on this model, it's been years since I used it, but I think you could set like a rhythmic backlight, so when the phone rang it would all the lights would flash in sequence. So that's what that chip there does. There's a series of gold contacts here now. Yes, these are solid gold plated contacts, which is why mobile phone recyclers are so keen to get their hands on old handsets like this, because they contain an awful lot of gold, which obviously is worth quite a lot of money. So all of these gold contacts, you've got some here. This will be for the little vibration motor, which is over here. Here's the little vibrator. Let me just move this up a bit. Yeah, so here's the little vibration motor which would connect into here. We've got these 6 pads here which are for the SIM card. We've got a couple of contacts here which is for the speaker, for the ringtones. We've got a series of connectors here which go into the bottom. This is for charging and hands-free. And we've got a microphone connector up here. Now these 4 pins here, as I mentioned earlier, these connect up the battery to the PCB, which has obviously suffered some sort of corrosion or water damage, which may be why this is not working. We've got a power switch on the top. We've got a couple of small pins here, which then go into this internal antenna, which is clipped onto the other side. Let me just remove that. So yeah, there's the antenna, which is held in place just there. As you can see, it makes contact with the 2 pads just here, which then go through to these contacts here on the main board. In general, it's a very well built device, really, very reliable, and in more recent times, as these phones are not being used as phones anymore, people are being able to use the LCD here. They're using the LCD on Arduino systems as a display, so it's quite a useful device even now. You've got a small speaker in there which is connected to this side. As you see, this side of the board, apart from a few gold contacts, there's no components here. The LEDs here, they're actually mounted, surface mounted on the other side, and there's a small hole on each one, so these are flush with the rest of the phone. But overall, it's I'd say it's very good build quality, which is probably why they're so reliable and why there's so many internet memes about how indestructible they are. But unfortunately, when they meet liquids, they're not so indestructible anymore. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll have a few more videos up soon. So keep watching, subscribe, and leave some comments. So